Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. It is Tuesday. It is the day after the POV ceremony, and we have some things to talk about. But before we get into it, our house guest of the day is Carla Colson, 718. Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate your tip. So, thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below, and or you could just leave us a tip after the fact. We appreciate any contribution. Thank you. And I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Mary Ellen L, Jack D65, K Diggs 2, Camila Gamba, David Cushmore, Sean Davis. Thank you all so much for your super chats. You're all amazing. So this is weird. When we left off yesterday, Jag has now told everyone, literally everyone in the house, that he is the HOH. So he is now the visible HOH. They had the power veto ceremony, and he made a big move. As we discussed yesterday, Blue took herself off the block, of course. Jag put America up in her place. And then, to add insult to injury, Jag used his power veto to pull down Felicia, and he put Corey up in Felicia's place. So we've got Corey versus America. The showmance is on the block together. And they were completely blindsided by it. Oh my God. So everyone else, except for Felicia, has known since Saturday night. Felicia found out Sunday night because she was in solitary confinement for 24 hours due to her POV punishment. She had to use the toilet tent in the comics bedroom. So, because Jag had told everybody else Saturday night, he went around for like 24 plus hours on a smear campaign against Corey and America. He was telling everybody, oh, I thought those two were working with me and Matt, but they played us. They were trying to pit us against Blue. Lammy knows what's up. Matt and Jag were doing the same exact thing, trying to pit Corey and Blue against each other. But, Jag's in power this week, so he can control this narrative. So, anyway, they're saying Corey and America, we're working with everyone. Again, so are Matt and Jag are possibly even working with more people than Corey and America. But Jag is also saying Matt and I were like gladiators for Corey and America. We've been protecting them for weeks, and they would not have made it this far without us. I mean, I definitely agree that they played a huge role in protecting, especially Corey, the last few weeks, using vetoes to save him and whatnot, all that kind of thing. But also, like, it wasn't like they were being controlled to do this. And they were doing this because they felt it was in the best interest for their own games. It wasn't like they were doing this out of the good of their heart to keep Corey safe. Like, they realized that keeping Corey around as a shield was good for them. So this was not some like selfless act like they're trying to play it off as. But anyway, Matt and Jag and Blue were really dogging Corey and America to everybody else, calling their gameplay disgusting. I don't know about disgusting. That's kind of a lot for what they've done in this game. Disgusting. So anyway, I have to say, I do think that it was the right move for Jag to target Corey and America at this point, because let's be real, they were planning on targeting Jag next week, right? If he didn't do it to them, they were going to do it to him next week. But I do have to say that Jag handled this terribly, like possibly as badly as he could have. I mean, it was bad. The fact that he told everybody that he was the invisible HOH, and then he goes and stabs Corey and America in the back like that, making the first move against them. And then just like the way he's handled it after is just not good. It's not good. The blind side, like, no. Okay, but anyway, after the deed was done, the POV ceremony was over, there was some sort of a confrontation that happened before the feeds came back. So we don't know exactly what went down, but it sounds like Corey and America did have a conversation with Jag. So then later, Jag was wanting to talk to Corey and America with Blue and Matt for a clarifying conversation. And Jag told America, let me know when you want to talk. And she told him to literally F off. Ah! That's fun. But Jag was not happy about this. Jag felt super disrespected and he ran to Corey to tell on America. He was basically like, control your woman. That's the vibe that gave off. But he told Corey, I will not tolerate that level of disrespect from America. Apparently he did. But let's talk about Corey in America. Corey got to work almost immediately, hitting the campaign trail. He's saying, I don't want to campaign against America, but also he does want to stay, right? He feels like he's in a really tough spot this week. And he's telling everybody, I care more about America than I do about the game. He's always including that in his conversations. But his main campaign point so far has been, if he stays, he will be targeting Matt and Jag, obviously. And he says those two would be targeting me. So while we're going after each other, everybody else can just sit back and watch while it plays out. And they're going to be able to make it further in the game. On the other hand, America was not doing any campaigning yet. She was in blanket mode. She was wallowing in the scramble bedroom. So yeah, she really feels responsible for her and Corey going up on the block because she was the one spilling information to Blue about Matt and Jag, telling Blue like, hey, they're targeting you, which was true. And that was proven this week. But Blue, of course, ratted her out to Matt and Jag, and we saw what happened, right? Jag has admitted that was a pivotal event, pivotal thing for him making this decision to pull the trigger on targeting Corey in America. So America is telling Corey, I want you to stay. And Corey is torn because he wants to stay, but he also doesn't want her to give up and fall on her sword. He really thinks that she would regret that. And I have to agree. I think she would regret it down the line. But Corey is the target this week, and it's probably not going to matter what America wants anyway. Even if she's like, vote me out. If people want to keep her over Corey, they're going to keep her over Corey. All right. So let's talk about the new stuff. Lammy, get your butt up here. So Corey chats with Sari on the Sky Bridge, and Corey starts spilling a little info. People love to spill stuff to Sari before they leave. So Corey says, just so you know, I have known that Jag is the HOH this week since Friday before nominations. And Sari's like, oh, well, he told you? Oh, wow. Okay. Because Sari didn't find out till Saturday night when Jag had decided he was going to go after Corey. And Jag told Sari that Matt was the only other person who knew that he was the HOH. Ooh, remember when we said that lie was probably going to come out at some point? Yeah. All right. So Corey says to Sari, at this point, I'm done with secrets. And he reaches out to shake Sari's hand because he's like, oh, look at us. We both competed in the Path to Power competition. If you don't remember, that was the competition that America voted on who was going to compete for the secret power. And it was Corey, Sari, Jag, and Matt. They all got to play for it. And Sari didn't realize that Matt was telling people that she played. So Corey's like, yeah, Matt told me pretty early on, like a long time ago, that you played. Uh-oh. So Corey says, I'm still pretty confused as to why all this happened. America feels really guilty because she thinks that this has happened because of what she's been spilling to Blue. That was a big part of it. Definitely a catalyst. But Corey says, I'm in a weird spot right now because, again, he wants to stay, but he cares about America more than he cares about this game. And he says, I did not expect that to happen, right? I didn't come into this game thinking that I was going to get into a showmance. So Corey says, America is telling me that she wants to go, but I think she's going to calm down with that, right? This is still very soon after the POV ceremony. America is probably still in shock. She's angry. She's sad. She's confused. She's going to change her mind about that. So Corey says, obviously, the campaigning is not going to be cutthroat this week, right? They're not going to get dirty with their campaigning against each other. So Corey starts going through his pitch about how he'll be targeting Matt and Jag if he stays and wins HOH. And again, if they win, they're going to be targeting him. So Corey says, in a world where I stay, everyone else is going to be safe for like 2 weeks while we all go at each other, right? And he says it's probably the same if America stays, right? Obviously, she's going to be targeting them, but it might not be exactly the same because people have been underestimating America. Maybe Matt and Jag don't target America right away and they go after somebody else. So then Corey says, the reason that I haven't been more anti Matt and Jag this whole time is because let's face it, it's scary going against them. They're so good in competitions. And he says, how is anyone going to beat them moving forward? And he says, yeah, there are some things that we can probably beat them in, like mental competitions and stuff. But Corey says it's going to be hard. And he says he feels lost. He feels stuck at this point because he knows that this is both his and America's dream to be here to play this game. And he doesn't know what to do, right? He doesn't want to have to campaign, but he can't just sit there and do nothing, right? So Cerie's like, well, don't worry. Things should start feeling less awkward in a day or so. It's going to be okay. And Corey shares he's really going to be focusing his campaigning efforts on Cerie, Felicia, and Bowie. That is who he thinks he has the best chance of getting votes from. And Corey feels very confident that he's going to get Bowie's vote. Why? She's not with you. He was also thinking that he wasn't going to be backdoored because he thought that Bowie would tip him off about that. But like, she knew and she was excited and happy about it. She's not with you. But Corey seems to be very confident in his connection with Bowie. So after this conversation, Cerie and Matt are chatting in the comic spread room. And they're talking about how Corey is already campaigning. Excuse me. Matt says, yeah, Corey is a super fan. He knows how to play this game. And he says Corey is way more dangerous than America. America has been using Corey as a shield this whole time. I feel like America deserves more credit from her gameplay. Like, yeah, she hasn't been winning competitions, but like, she's been influential in a lot of the decision making. I think Jag owes a lot to America. Her flipping the vote to keep him around. But anyway, wait, what am I saying? I'm mixing up my weeks. She was very influential in getting Izzy out. That was with Felicia on the block. Okay. So anyway, Cerie says whatever the two of us and Jag decide for this week, that's what's going to happen. Like, we can control this. And Matt's like, yeah, and we can handle America. We can't let her win HOH next week, though, because we need her out of here. And Cerie agrees, like, yeah, America is going to be easier for us to beat in competitions than Corey. But Matt wants America to leave next after Corey. I don't think that's what Cerie wants. Pretty sure Cerie wants Jag or Matt to go. Preferably Jag. All right, so after, excuse me, it's been a long day. After Matt and Felicia chat in the kitchen, and Felicia's asking, is Jag okay? Because he definitely seems bummed out after having to put Corey and America up on the block. So it was all fun and games leading up to it. Everybody was like freaking giddy waiting for it to happen. And then once the shit hit the fan, Jag was like, oh, I just did that. So Matt says Jag knew what needed to be done. What was that? But he's going to be okay. And Matt is saying he hopes that he'll be able to win the next HOH so that he can then protect Jag, right? Because Jag's been doing a lot. And Matt is again saying America's got to go next week. And Felicia's like, America is not playing smart by alienating herself right now. It just happened. I've seen quite a few people this season get nominated and then like take time for themselves before they get back into the mix. But everybody's expecting America to just get back into it after she was freaking blindsided by one of her closest allies. So Matt agrees and he's like, you can't just say F you to everyone. We have the power to evict you. Give me a break. All right. So Felicia's wondering, maybe America's trying to piss everyone off so that they'll vote her out instead of Corey. Maybe that's their plan. And Matt's like, yeah, I was thinking that is a possibility as well. But again, Matt and Felicia agree, that Corey has to go this week. It has to be him. All right. So a few minutes later, Cerie and Felicia are chatting outside. And Felicia's wondering again, is America trying to fall on her sword for Corey? What is going on here? If that is the case, they don't want to go along with that. They do not want Corey around with potentially more mental competitions coming up. For some reason, Corey is always telling everyone, I'm going to be so good at the mental competitions at the end of the season. Why would you advertise that? But that's coming up now because we're getting into some mental competitions probably. So Cirie shares how Corey was saying that he's going to try and get the votes from Cirie, Felicia, and Bowie. And they kind of laugh about this a little bit because they're like, he's not getting our votes. But Cirie is wondering, is Jag really as upset as he's acting, or is this just all for show? Right? Is he putting on a show right now? And Felicia thinks it might be more of a show. She feels like Jag is realizing, hey, I am possibly not going to get Corey and America's jury votes now. So maybe he's trying to salvage those votes by acting upset. I could see it. But Cirie says we really need to make sure that America stays pissed at Jag and Matt. Yes, she's going to need a little time. Right now, maybe she doesn't want to be here, but she will get back into the game, and we need to make sure that she is going to target Jag and Matt, right? Because they want Jag and Matt out. They know that it's going to be hard for them to get to the end while Jag and Matt are still around. All right. So then Corey and Blue have a chat in the backyard. And Corey's like, I'm still trying to figure out what happened, right? They never had their clarifying conversation with the five, Matt, Jag, Corey, America, and Blue. And Corey's like, I'm not sure if that conversation is ever going to happen. Oh, God. Because America is not into that. She does not want to do it. She doesn't want to have that conversation. And Corey says, I was talking to America and she was apologizing to me because she feels like this happened because of things that she's shared with you. And she thinks that that's the reason why Matt and Jag got suspicious. Yeah. So Corey asks Blue, what's going on? What is that all about? And Blue basically says, that's really between me and America, not as much you. But she does start, giving a little bit of information here. She's not going through the nitty gritty details. So Blue says, America was asking me if I really thought my path forward in this game was with Matt and Jag, if that was going to be a possibility for me. And Blue didn't like that, even though like America was telling the truth there, like Matt and Jag are not your ally anymore. Also, Blue's upset that America told people, mainly Corey, that she had pitched a final two for them to work together like forever ago. And Blue said, when I found out that got out, I knew that I could not trust her. And another thing that bothered Blue, America came to her recently and told her that she was thinking about her future here without Corey and, wanting to make sure that she had people in her corner if Corey was to go. And Corey's like, I feel like Blue was trying to have this huge gotcha moment of like, oh my God, America was like talking like you were going to leave. She's trying to plan around that. And Corey was like, yeah, she told me about that already. We talked about it. Okay. But Blue says, America was telling me that I can't trust Matt and Jag. And she was right. Like, it was proven this week. What more do you need? I don't know why this is not sinking in for Blue. But a little later in this conversation, Corey makes his campaign pitch to Blue. And of course, he's saying, I care about America more than this game. I'm not talking about anything in my campaigning with anyone that I haven't already discussed with America. So, like, I don't want you to think that there's anything shady here in my campaigning. But he says, if I win next week, I'm putting up Matt and Jag, not you, for once. Right? Because Corey has been after Blue for a long time. And Blue was like, you know what? For like the first time in this game, I actually believe you. I believe that you're not coming after me and that you're going after Matt and Jag. So Corey says, we're getting to the point in the game where Jag is getting close to being able to win out the rest of the season, right? As the numbers go down, the chance of that happening gets greater and greater. And he says, Matt, not as much. He feels like Matt is a little bit overrated in competitions. And I would have to agree. I feel like Matt has not been performing as well as Jag, obviously. But yeah, Corey says to Blue, you have a much better shot to make it to the end with at least one of Matt and Jag gone, right? And Blue's like, you know what? I'm not shutting down the idea of keeping you. I am thinking about it, even with all of our history. Oh, What is this for real or what? So Blue says, America has done me dirty in this game so many times. And she says, I have stuck my neck out for America a few times. And it never felt like America did the same for me. Oh my God. Every time she would clue you in on something, you would go run back to Matt and Jag and tell on her. Like, what? I don't know what she's talking about. But Blue seems to think that she's been wronged here big time. So Corey says, Blue, you need to realize you're expendable to Matt and Jag. They know that you are one of the only people who could potentially beat them in physical competitions, right? You are going to stay a target for them. You were just up on the block as the target. Jag hung on in that endurance POV comp for hours to beat you, right? Because he did not want you coming off the block. Yeah, I mean, it's all there, right? All the signs are there. And Corey says, Jag and Matt were telling me, they were always telling me that once you're gone, they would just have a golden path to the end because then when you're out of the way, they can beat anybody else in the competitions. So Corey tells Blue, if you want to go to the end with Matt and Jag, if that is your plan, you're going to have to win yourself and take them because they are not going to take you to the end. It's so true, though. They still want her out. And Corey says Bowie is probably their ideal final three. Well, at this point, it's three, but Bowie is part of their final four. So, anyway, this is all true, right? And this is all stuff that Blue should be thinking about. But Blue says, I'm going to be honest with you, America has more of an uphill battle in her campaign with me than you do. Oh my God. She has got some weird shit with America. I don't know if it's like a jealousy thing or what, but she is like, she's been very anti-America for a long time. And she was always saying, like, oh, she's my girly pop, blah, blah, blah. But then the next breath, she'd start talking shit about her. So whatever. But is Blue going to listen to any of this? Probably not when it comes to like potentially keeping Corey. And I don't know that she should keep Corey, but I do think that she should listen to this for the future and realize that she needs to target Matt and Jag moving forward. So, okay, Corey checks in with America in the scramble bedroom, and Corey tells her what he's been saying in his campaigning, right? He wants to be very open and transparent about all this. He doesn't want things to get weird between them. So then, after he talks about all this, he apologizes for talking game with America because he knows she's not in that headspace right now. And America's like, yeah, I kind of like don't want to hear about this. And Corey says he feels kind of gross going around the house and campaigning to everyone because he realizes if he does a good job and people keep him, then that means America goes. Well, yeah, that's how that works. So America's like, that's fine. Girl, get it together. He says he would feel better if she was like throwing him under the bus, right? Because then he wouldn't feel guilty about trying to stay and campaigning. It's hard that she's just kind of blanketing right now. So America says, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to throw you under the bus. I'm not going to campaign against you. So a little bit later, America's telling Corey, if Jag thought that me telling him to F off was disrespectful, he hasn't heard anything yet. And Corey's like, I don't want you to say anything that you're going to regret. Like, let's not get crazy here. And America is like, we'll see. She keeps blaming herself for what happened, and she just feels really guilty about it. So that is definitely something she's trying to overcome right now. And Corey keeps telling her, like, it's not your fault. Don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, it's my fault. All right. So then Bowie has a chat with Jag and Matt outside. Jat and Mag. And Jag wants to know how Bowie's conversation went with Blue earlier because those two were talking. And Bowie says it was kind of weird because Blue was trying to suss out how I would be voting this week, Corey or America. And Blue told me that she wants to hear what both of the nominees have to say. She did say that. And Blue is like, I don't know. Well, I'm sorry. Bowie says it was kind of weird vibes because she felt like maybe Blue wants to keep Corey. And she was like testing the waters. And Bowie says that Blue only really changed up what she was saying when Bowie indicated that she wants Corey to go. So Bowie is definitely trying to make sure that the target for next week is going to be Blue and not America. Bowie really wants Blue out. And I feel like part of that is because Bowie and Blue are both competing to be number 3 for Matt and Jag. What they don't realize is that the real number 3 for Matt and Jag is Suri. Even though Suri wants both of them out, right? But she's playing along with it. So Bowie says Corey absolutely has to go this week. Jag wants to know, did Blue mention anything about me or Matt in the conversation? And Bowie says, well, she did say at the end of the conversation that she trusts both of you. And Jag's like, I think she's just saying that. Bowie says she agrees. She does not think that Blue trusts Matt and Jag. I mean, you would think no, right? But it's also Blue we're talking about here. So then Bowie brings up that Blue said she's going to vote however she wants this week, not just with the House. And Bowie says anyone who doesn't vote Corey out this week will be ostracized. Ostracized? What? That's a lot. Really? You're going to ostracize people? Not a good look. But Bowie says we have to win the next HOH, right? We need to make sure we're in control. Ugh. All right. So a little later, Matt and Jag are talking alone about how they want America and Blue, both of them, out of here. Right. Of course, they want Corey out this week. But after that, America and Blue. Because their ideal final 5 that they've been saying for a while now is with Suri, Bowie, and Felicia. We knew that was coming, right? So even though Blue thinks she's like back in with Matt and Jag, she is still a target for them. And Matt and Jag are trying to figure out, should we solidify an alliance with our final 5, right? Should we make that official to make sure that they're in on it? Another alliance, another almost whole house alliance. Do we really need to be doing that? They're nervous that if they do that and they get in trouble and like somebody outside of the alliance wins, that Felicia would be the first to spill. Yeah, probably. They're not sure if they should go through with this or not, but they're hoping that the next HOH will be a physical competition because they feel like if it is, they're definitely going to win. I hope it's not. No slip and slide. All right. So America eventually got out of bed yesterday evening, and the only person that she spent any time with besides Corey was Suri. Everybody loves Suri. So America was sitting outside with Suri. They were chit-chatting. America was talking about how she was tempted to dump out all the milk and smash the cookies. Oh my God. I gotta say, I do love the old school energy for sure, but don't waste food. She didn't end up doing it, but they had fun talking about it. A side note here, Suri, she's got that jury management on lock. On lock. All right. Meanwhile, Corey still out on the campaign trail. So he made a pitch to Felicia, and it was pretty much all the same stuff that he's been saying. I'm going to target Matt and Jag. He was also saying it's pretty obvious that those two want me out this week. Yeah. But he says we have the opportunity to make a big move against them by you keeping me this week. And Corey says if I stay, America's not going to be here. So my ideal final 3 would be with you and Suri. So Felicia tells Corey, I'm not sure if I can trust you. You know, I want to believe you. I like the stuff I'm hearing here, but I know that you're very good at what you do. Oh, okay. So a little later, everyone except for Corey, America, and Bowie are in the kitchen. And Felicia starts blabbing about Corey's campaign pitch, telling Matt and Jag that Corey said I should keep him so that he can take you guys out. And Felicia says, I never fully trusted Corey and America in this game because they say what everyone wants to hear, right? So then they're all criticizing Corey for starting a campaign while America was lying in bed crying. She told him to go do that. They have a lot to say about Corey and America's relationship. But Felicia says, Corey also told me that he wants to go to the end with me and Suri because he feels like he would have the best chance winning against us. Now, hold on a second. This is not what Corey said to Felicia. Did he say he wants to go to the final 3 with Felicia and Suri? Yes. Did he say it's because he thinks he could beat them? No. Felicia is putting her own spin on a lot of what she is sharing from her conversation with Corey. I don't know if she's doing this on purpose. I don't know if this is the way that she heard it because that's what she wanted to hear. You know what I mean? Like, she was also saying, oh, Corey said that he would want to go to the final two with America because he could beat her. And everyone's just like, oh my God, disgusting. Like, if that was my boyfriend, like, we'd be done. So Jag is like, this is all so disrespectful. All week, Corey has been very mean-spirited. Oh my God. So everybody's on their freaking high horse talking about Corey in America. And this goes on for a while, like a long time. So later, Blue and Sari are chatting in the comics bedroom. And Blue says, Bowie's got to go. America's got to go. But Jag is also going to have to go at some point. Okay. So she's back to saying that Jag needs to go. That's a good sign. Sari says, yeah, if any of us can beat Matt and Jag in the competitions. Oh, yeah, there is that. Blue thinks that there will be a lot of mental competitions coming up, which is a possibility, but also the competitions have been trending physical the last few seasons, and it's just like, oh my God. But anyway, Blue says we just need one person to beat Matt and Jag, put both of them up on the block, and then one of them will definitely leave. So Sari says, you need to be careful who you say that to. And Blue's like, I know, I'm only saying that to you because I don't need this getting out, and then I'm in trouble again. So Sari says, I'm rocking with you. We can decide what our best move is going to be. She said the same thing to Matt about Matt and Jag. But they talk about how Corey is really digging a hole for himself right now at the campaigning. They agree he's so smart and so stupid at the same time. Blue says that Corey was, making some good points, talking about how him, Matt, and Jag are going to be going after each other. That buys some more time for everybody else. But Blue is like, then I heard what Corey was saying to Felicia, and she was not a fan of that. And she's referring to Corey telling Felicia that he wants to go to the final three with Felicia and Sari. Now, Blue doesn't like that because she's not part of that, right? So she doesn't like that. Blue also says that Felicia needs to stop telling Matt and Jag everything. Yeah, because that's Blue's job. She's the one to talk. But Blue says, I was thinking to myself that it might actually not be a bad idea to keep Corey. But again, then she heard everything that Felicia was saying, Corey was saying about that final three, and that really turned her off to the whole thing. But she says, let's see how the rest of this week goes. Corey did make a good point about Matt and Jag and him going after each other. And Blue says, I think I can take on Jag in competitions, right? She was right there with him in that endurance comp. She feels like she can beat him in other things. And Sari's like, yeah, definitely. But Sari also brings up, it could be good, though, to keep Corey to help us out with that Matt and Jag problem. But if we were going to do that, what do we tell Matt and Jag? Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're basically slapping Matt and Jag in the face. I don't know if there's any salvaging that. You're kind of drawing a line there. But Blue says, my honor code makes me want Matt and Jag to make it to the final two. I feel like they deserve to be there. But she says if that were to happen, it would be really tough for us to get to the end with them still in the game. Yeah, that's how the game works. This is not who deserves it the most. So the conversation ends at that point because Sari drank a lot of chocolate milk and her stomach was all like, bleh. She had to go to the bathroom. Okay, later, Sari and Felicia are chatting in the comics bedroom, and they are also kicking around the idea of keeping Corey. They're like, yeah, he can win mental competitions. He can target Matt and Jag. He can take care of that for us. But after some more discussion, they figure, you know what? There is a chance that Corey would try and work with Matt and Jag again, and we just cannot have that. They feel like, on the other hand, America, she's not going to do that. She is pissed at Matt and Jag. She would definitely target them if she were to win HOH. And it also helps that America is not happy with Blue or Bowie. So you would think America will be most loyal to Sari and Felicia. They like that. So Felicia says, I need to hear from America what her plans are moving forward, but they are still leaning towards keeping America. All right. So then I have to mention Jag, Matt, and Blue were up late last night talking mad trash about Corey in America. And it was like for a long time. Now, I'm no psychologist, but it definitely seems like they're trying to justify their betrayal of Corey in America. And again, yes, Corey in America, we're absolutely planning on targeting Matt and Jag next week. But at the same time, like Jag and Matt were the first ones to make the move here, and they're trying to justify it. And these three are just so negative together. It is rough to watch. It's not fun to listen to. But today, America finally asks Blue to chat. Oh boy. And America starts off by saying, I'm more sad than anything else. Of course, she was also angry, but she's really sad. And Blue's like, I get that you had to take a beat. You didn't want to talk right away. Totally understand that. So America asks, what was the goal with what you did? Ratting me out to Jag and Matt. Was it this? Was it me and Corey up on the block? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Blue says, I F with you on a personal level, for sure. But she says, in a game sense, you have done me effing filthy. I don't know about that. Blue says, I did not plan on telling Matt and Jag all the stuff that you told me about them. But she says, my ass was on the block, right? And Blue says, I didn't believe what you were saying. Why am I going to trust you over you and Corey over Matt and Jag? Oh my God. Who put you on the block this week? Come on. So she says, I talked to Matt and Jag, right? Or I talked to Jag. I needed to know why I was hearing all of these things about them potentially coming after me. And Jag told me after the power veto that you've been on the anti-Blue train forever. And America's like, that's not true. Blue says, I was fully the target this week. And America's like, yeah, I told you that was going to happen. For real. And Blue says, well, you had no intentions of helping me. You had no intentions of keeping me this week. Why would she? America's like, yes, I did. I was waiting until after the POV to start. After the POV to start trying to get the votes to keep you. And I honestly do feel like America would have potentially tried to keep Blue because for some reason she always feels like she can work with Blue, even though Blue has ratted her out like 5 times at least now. So Blue is like, this was not some big strategic move on my end. I'm not some mastermind. We know. But she says, I apologize for putting our conversations out there to Jag. I had to campaign for myself. My ass was on the line. And she says, when I had that conversation with Jag, that's when the target changed from me to Corey. And you are just basically catching strays at this point, right? You are collateral damage here because you're close to Corey. And America says, I was too trusting. I was fighting to keep you while Matt and Jag were fully against you. I don't know if that's totally true that she was fighting to keep Blue. Like, to a certain degree, I do feel like she would have wanted Blue to stay, but also, like, she kind of wanted Blue to go because she knew that Blue was targeting Corey, right? So Blue says, I don't think that this all happened only because of what I did, but it was the last puzzle piece in Jag's head. So they continue to hash things out. Blue is saying, we don't have to cut things off. I'm sorry that I broke your trust, but I was fighting for my life. And she says, I'm sorry that it comes at the expense of you and Corey. Blue says, I'm open to whatever. I understand if you don't want to work with me anymore, but I want you to know it is not a closed door on my end. And America says, yeah, but it is a closed door if you really believe that I've been talking all this crap about you. And Blue says, there are some things from you that I believe, and then there are some things that I do not believe. So Blue says she hopes that this doesn't affect them personally. And America's like, what really hurts me is that you spilled all this information before the POV competition. Yeah, America's saying, if one of us had won the veto, we could have saved you. We didn't know what was going to happen. And yeah, the fact that she spilled all of this before the POV was yikes. But Blue says, just so you know, Matt and Jag are not off the hook yet either. Okay. So they hug it out at the end. Whatever. In other news, Big Brother switched out the table from the full size one to the 8-person one. So that's a big milestone. Also, Sari, with her costume punishment, was given the task today of staying in the pool for 2 hours. And I believe just before she was saying, like, my coochie's cold. I need to get out of here. Oh no. That's so sad. Also, Corey and America are both starting to have more conversations. I mean, we already know that Corey's been on the campaign trail, but America is starting to talk to more people. So we will be talking about that more tomorrow. As of now, Corey is still going, but there's going to be discussions. So we'll see what happens. We've got 2 days left until the eviction. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments. All right. Now I want to thank today's super chatters. Let's see. Who do we got? Okay.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello. Hi, Bowie. Come here, Bowie. Good boy. Lammy. Thank you. All right. So our super chatters, Mary Ellen L, thank you so much as always. Coming through with the kitty cat sticker. Mark Pirjalo, thank you so much as always. S. Babula, thank you so much. And they said, buy a snack for your dog.
Maybe it's Babula.
Or maybe it's Babula. Bowie, you're getting a snack. He said, thank you. Forever Young Zoe, thank you so much. And they said, hi, love all your updates. I'm binge watching BB9 for the first time. Oh boy, no spoilers.
Oh, no.
What are your thoughts on that season? I've heard not good things.
Complete trash.
Okay, so there were a lot of unsavory characters on that season, I will say, but it was a very entertaining season. That is for sure. But some of the people on there, not great. I don't know if you've heard anything about the people, like what happened to them after, but yeah. It was an entertaining season, I will say that. And that is interesting that you're watching that one because that is the season that they put out the last time they had the writer's strike.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we're going to get a winter season this year as well. We'll find out. But I hope you enjoy it. And thank you so much again. Trevel K, thank you for the super chat. Trevel says, thanks for all you do, gals. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Benjamin, thank you so much. Benjamin asks, do you think Sari and Felicia would target Jat next week? They were talking about nominating Bowie in America, which would be a disaster for them, in my opinion. Yeah, I saw that too, and I was hoping that was just like a first draft for them. They did mention if the veto was used at that point, like if there was the opportunity, they would put Matt or Jag up as the replacement, but I think that's really dumb to put Bowie and America up as your initial nominees. They were like, oh yeah, we'll take out Bowie because then we're taking away a number for Matt and Jag. You should not be taking away numbers at this point. You need to make some straight up shots at big targets like that. So I really hope that they would get it together and target Jag and Matt straight up if they were to win.
Jat?
Yes, Jat. Hundo P. Benjamin, thank you again. Don MH302, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Jody says, someone make a Felicia laugh ringtone, please. Right? Every time I hear her laugh, it is so infectious. Especially like the scream laugh. Love it. Florida Nana, thank you so much for the super chat. Yes. All right. Thank you all for watching today. We do have an episode recap tonight.
Oh boy.
Still trying to get used to these Tuesday night episodes. It's weird.
Well, this one is supersized.
Yes, this one is going to be supersized. No one seems to know if it's 75 minutes or 90 minutes because the website for CBS says 90, but then the TV guides all say 75. So we're not sure how long it's actually going to be, but it is extra large because they have the double POV situation tonight. So we'll see how it all plays out. But thank you again for being here.
Will they actually show the POV ceremony tonight, or are they saving that for Thursday?
I think it's possible that they'll show the ceremony, but we won't see the fallout probably until tomorrow.
Right.
So anyway, thank you all for being here. We're going to go relax for a little bit before the episode, and we'll see you later. So until next time, much love. Bye. Bowie!